Since there's so many ways that things can go wrong, so many ways that you can have an abnormal phenotype, different mutations, so many ways that they can do bad things, there's lots of names. And so what do some of the names mean? The big picture names that we have are leukemia and lymphomas. We'll go over leukemias first, and then lymphomas. Leukemia is a blood cancer, blood cell disorder that typically occurs in the peripheral blood or in the bone marrow. And so sometimes you will see part of the manifestation of the disease in the peripheral blood, but you'll see the full manifestation in the bone marrow. Sometimes you'll see enough of the manifestation in the peripheral blood that you can kind of know what it is, but you'll still want to look at the bone marrow to see if it's progressed to something worse. But leukemias are found in the peripheral blood and the bone marrow. And that's why when you see several of these abnormal signs and the abnormal features in the peripheral blood, it will lead to a bone marrow biopsy with flow cytometry, cytogenetics, molecular for the final diagnosis. Because many of these, the bone marrow is where you're going to do the final, official gold standard counts, right? So leukemia, location, peripheral blood, or bone marrow. As we mentioned before, with the big picture hematopoiesis, there are two main branches, myeloid and lymphoid. And so you can have leukemias of either branch. You can have leukemia of, I'll start with the lymphoid branch, and those can be further broken down into what I'll call acute lymphoid leukemia, which actually goes by the name acute lymphoblastic leukemia, and those can be of B cells or of T cells. And so the abbreviation, which everyone from medical school I think knows, is ALL. And so you can have B ALLs, B cell ALLs, or T cell ALLs. And those are going to be acute lymphoid leukemias. So once you have a increased white cell count in the peripheral blood, and you're thinking it might be leukemia, you break it down into which branch it goes down, into which main branch, whether it's lymphoid or myeloid, and you can think of whether it's acute or chronic process. And get a lot closer to the name by going down this pathway. Now, for the acute side, it's a little bit easier. For the chronic part of the lymphoid, it's a little bit more complex because there's more names to the chronic type lymphoid leukemias. But you can still get to a big bucket, and we'll go through some of the differential diagnoses with the chronic leukemias. So, in the chronic B-cell leukemias, such as CLL. So in the name, it has chronic lymphocytic leukemia, but there are other chronic type B-cell leukemias. There are T chronic leukemias, lymphoid leukemias, and there's AK chronic lymphoid leukemias. Sometimes they're called chronic lymphoproliferative disorder. Lymphoproliferative disorder is just another descriptive big name category for lymphoid cancer. Right. So that's the lymphoid side. You can also break it down on the myeloid side, and they can have, again, acute or chronic processes. And just like on the lymphoid side, the acute processes are pretty straightforward, and the myeloid side, the acute processes are straightforward as well. If it's an acute process with increased blasts or increase of precursor cells, myeloblasts, that's going to be an acute myeloid leukemia. Now, there's lots of different types of those, but at least once you get in that room, then you can figure out, things with more specificity. And also from the clinical perspective, you're going to see something diagnosed as acute myeloid leukemia first before the additional tests are done to figure out what specific type it is. Then for the chronic myeloid leukemias, I think of these as leukemias that you don't necessarily have to treat today, maybe next week or beyond, whereas the acute myeloid leukemias you want to treat today. The same thing goes for the lymphoid side. The acute ones are the ones you're going to treat today or tomorrow at latest, and the chronic ones are ones you can maybe treat next week or some other time. You got a little bit of time to work it out. As mentioned before, on the chronic side, things are a little bit more complicated. There is the specific chronic myeloid leukemia, which is a specific diagnosis, but there are other chronic type myeloid leukemias, and these are further broken down into myeloproliferative neoplasms, myelodysplastic syndromes, myelodysplastic neoplasms, which go by the acronym MDS, and this myelodysplastic myeloproliferative neoplasm, which is an overlap, and it's abbreviated MDS/MPN, where the slash, it's not an either or, I don't know which one it is, it's actually both and. So it has features of MPN and features of MDS. So these are the big name categories. And again, you can use, I like to think of it as navigating through the diagnosis. Once you have an abnormal finding on the peripheral blood, then you can ask yourself the question, is it myeloid or lymphoid? Is this an acute or chronic process? For lymphoid, is it B cell or T cell? and you can navigate through the diagnosis step by step. And you can deal with everything if you go through this process.